Today we are celebrating a very wonderful occasion, which is the appearance of Lord Chaitanya in 1486. So that makes it 539 years. He appeared in a small town, Navadvip, in West Bengal. We're going to talk about who he is, what was the purpose of his appearance, and if time permits, there may be some of the pastimes. I just want to make sure what time, until what time?
We for up until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, so that's about 35 minutes.
35.
Okay, thank you.
This one is exactly now 5:23. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. So we all know Lord Krishna. I hope, is there anybody who does not know Lord Krishna? So he appeared about 5,000 years ago. And there's a very famous bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur, one of the acharyas in our movement. He said, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, Balaram Hoel Nitai. So he's saying that Lord Chaitanya is none other than Krishna and Radha combined. And we'll talk about that. And Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. So, just so you get a feel for this, Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, but can anybody guess how much before the last time did Krishna appear? How many years before that one? Any ballpark figure here?
Once in a day of Brahma.
Yeah, but how much is that?
8,640,000,000 years.
Okay.
One year.
So 8.6 billion years. So this is a long time between his appearances. So the question that comes to mind is, well, he took 8.6 billion years to appear, and why did he come back less than 5,000 years later again? There must be a reason. So we're going to talk about that. So basically, when Krishna came, I'll just make it interactive. It's a very small group, so let's make it interactive. Please tell me if you know what was the main purpose of Krishna's appearance. And let me give you a hint. Not to kill the demons, that was not the main purpose. Not to reestablish the religion, that was not the main purpose. Not to protect the devotees, that was not the main purpose. So what was the main purpose of Krishna's appearance? Yeah.
To give pleasure to his devotees.
To give pleasure to his devotees. Anything else?
To enjoy the mellows.
To enjoy the
Mellows.
mellows. Okay, to enjoy the mellows. He really doesn't like so much when somebody says, oh, you're God. You're God of gods. You're the Supreme Lord. He said, that's okay. I mean, you're my devotee, I understand that. But somehow that formality of understanding he is the Lord of the Lords creates a bit of a distance between him and the devotee. So let me give an example. If we meet, just happen to meet the new Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, how would you greet him? And what would be the introduction? It would be very formal, right? Nice to have you, sir. I'm very happy you're here. And he says, I'm happy to be here. And that's about it. You're not going to run and give him a hug, right? Or will you? Probably not, right? Also, you won't ask him, so how are your children doing? Did you eat your lunch today? That will not be the conversation. Why? Because it's a formal relationship. So similarly, Krishna says, when we have a formal relationship because you know who I am, then it's not the same thing you say, please accept my obeisances, I would like to offer some prashad bhoga, you read the mantras, and you decorate him, you do arti, all very formal. And he says, it's okay, but it's not the same thing as when a devotee, out of sheer love for me, does not recognize me to be God. So for example, Yashoda Maya, did she think he was God? No. As a matter of fact, I'll give you just, it's a kind of side story, but I'll give you a very quick short story. When she bound him with the rope in the Damodar Leela, Lord Balaram, they were both around 3 to 4 years old at that time, was very angry. how could anybody bind my brother? So in a mood of anger, he went running to Mother Yashoda, who was very upset because the tree had fallen down and Krishna could have been killed and all that. She was very upset already. And he went with hand on his waist like this, in a very angry mood. So why did you bind my brother? So she didn't appreciate that. So she said, what is it to you? He said, well, what do you mean? It's my brother, you cannot do that. She said, well, I did it. And he said, don't you know who he is? And to Mother Yashoda, this little son of hers, right? She says, well, you tell me who he is. And Lord Balaram said, he's God, Supreme God. And she said, yeah, then who are you? Well, he's God too, right? So he says, well, I'm also Supreme God. And Mother Yashoda said, all the gods had to take birth in my family. You either run away right now or I'm going to tie you up also. And he ran out of fear. That's what I'm talking about. Krishna is saying, that I enjoy. Not when somebody reads the Vedic mantras and offers bhoga and arti and all that. It's okay, but it's not the same thing. When his friends climb up on his shoulder and say, okay, run with me on your shoulder. And he said, I like that. But even higher than that was the mood of the gopis. What was that mood? Sarvdhamana parityaja mamekam sharanam. Like, give up all the varieties of religion, all the social customs, give up the husband, give up the children, the family, run when Krishna plays his flute. They are running in the middle of the night. Right? You all know about the Ras Leela. Right? Didn't care people who said you're a characterless woman, you're running after another man and stuff. Doesn't matter. My Krishna is calling me, I'm going. And 3 billion of those gopis showed up in that dance. They would do anything for Krishna, nothing else mattered. The only thing that mattered was their time with Krishna. So Krishna said, I showed the world what that gopi bhav is. What do the gopis and the other residents of Vrindavan feel for me? How they would serve me. That is the mood I like. So I showed the world what it is like, but I did not show them how to do it. So think like a mother has a 4-year-old, 3-year-old child. She wants to teach him A, B, C, D. One way say A, B, C, D, she writes on the board and okay, you write. That's one way to do it. Second way is if the mother holds the hand of the baby and she write A, B, C or Kaka, Gaga, whatever you want to do it. It's different. So he said, I come like a mother and show people how to do it. So he said, I take the form of a devotee and serve Krishna in the mood of the gopis so people can learn from my behavior. So that was one reason for Krishna appearing so soon after his appearance. Okay, is that clear? Another reason, he said that people, go back. He said in Bhagavad Gita, I told people to surrender unto me. So you go back to chapter 18, text 66, what does it say? Sarvdhamana parityaja mamekam sharanam. He's saying, give up all other types of religion. So social customs, varnashram, dharma, other demigods, and other people, just surrender to me. And he said, well, in the age of Kali, most people will not want to surrender. People are too egotistical. Right? What do you mean surrender to you? You know, I got my own job, I got my own business, I got this and that, I got everything I need, why do I surrender to you? People will not want to surrender. So he said, I will show them how to surrender and what surrendering means. Again, coming as a devotee. Then he said, that may not be enough. And he went back to that same verse. What's the second line of that verse? Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishami ma shucha. So basically saying, I told them not to worry. So I promised the devotees, if you surrender to me, I will offer you worry-free world. But then again, to many people that may not be enough. They may not surrender. So therefore, I'll make it really easy. And I will say, it doesn't matter if you surrender or not. It doesn't matter if you come to me or not. I will give you the highest award, prize, whatever you want to call, to you. And what was that highest award he's talking about? Any thoughts? Krishna Prem, the love of Krishna, which is the highest achievement one can get. And I'll give you that without you even trying to get it. It doesn't matter if you're a rascal, if you're a demon, it doesn't matter. I'm going to freely give it up. And there's a book called Chaitanya Charitamrita with a description of a store of love whose door Lord Chaitanya and his associates opened up and freely distributed what was inside, which is love of Krishna. So he said, I'm going to come for those reasons, to essentially to freely distribute the love of Krishna to everyone, whether they are fit to receive it or not fit to receive it, doesn't matter. I'm not going to look for qualification. Krishna looked for qualification. Lord Chaitanya said, I'm not going to bother with that, because in the age of Kali, it's very hard to find qualified people. I'm just going to distribute it anyway. So with that mood, he came. But there was another reason why Lord Chaitanya does not look like Krishna. Do we see any resemblance between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna? No exterior resemblance. So why is that? So basically, I'm going to take you back one step. And you all know about Lord Nrsimhadev. Who did he kill? Hiranyakashipu. Who was the devotee on his prayers he came?
Prahlad.
Let other people also answer. You know all the answers. Okay, so I want to hear from other people also. Okay. So after he killed Hiranyakashipu, he was in a very angry mood. He went and sat down on the throne of Hiranyakashipu. He was so angry that Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Mother Lakshmi, they were all there, but nobody dared to go near him. So they said, Prahlad Maharaj. So 5-year-old Prahlad Maharaj, being a devotee, no fear, he goes to him, offers obeisances. And Lord Nrsimhadev felt so much affection for him, he picked him up and put him on his lap. And they're having a conversation. Now imagine, we all see the picture of Lord Nrsimhadev. Imagine Lord Nrsimhadev crying. And that's what happened. He was talking to Prahlad and he started crying and he said, Prahlad, you're very fortunate. So Prahlad Maharaj thought that he's talking about, I'm sitting in his lap, very fortunate. But that's not what he was saying. He said, Prahlad, you're very fortunate, you have parents. I don't have parents. If you think about the incarnations before Lord Nrsimhadev, you have Varahadev, no parent. Right? Matsya Avatar, no parent. Kurma Avatar, no parent. Ajit, no parent. So many, no parent. Saying, from now on, I will not appear without parents. So if you look at incarnations after Lord Nrsimhadev, there's always parents involved. So the next one I want to talk about is Lord Ram. So Lord Nrsimhadev's one desire was, I want to have parents. So he came as Lord Ram, he had parents. What were the names? Kaushalya and Dasharath. I don't know if everybody's awake, so I just keep asking. And so he satisfied his desire of having parents. But there was a problem. As he was growing up, performing his pastimes, he realized, I have no friends. Friends meaning buddies, like people you can be informal with. Sure, he had friends, but they all knew his prince and something special about him, so they maintained that distance. And even later on, when he made friends with Hanuman, Vibhishan, Sugriv, they were friends, but they were not what you call buddies. Sometimes he'll go and try to hug them, he'll go like this, but he'll find there's nobody there. The person hugging is down there offering obeisances at his Lord's feet. So he never had those buddies. So he said, next time I come, I'm going to have buddies. And then he went to, after he was exiled, went to Dandikaranya, the forest. There he met thousands and thousands of sages. They all fell in love with him. So they went to him and said, my dear Lord, please give us a female body, so we want to marry you. I said, no, Not this time, I'm a one-woman man this time. No other woman. But I satisfy your desire. Next time I come, then you can be my wife, girlfriend, whatever. So they had two desires. So Lord Ram started with one desire after Nrsimhadev. Lord Ram developed two desires. To satisfy those two desires, he came as
Krishna.
Krishna. So now Krishna is satisfying the two desires of Lord Ram. So he had buddies who would climb up on his shoulder and yell at him and whatever. And then, of course, in Dwarka, had 60,108 wives and so many gopi friends and so on and so forth. Now satisfied their desires. But in the process, he developed three desires. And that was, he wanted to understand Radharani's love for him. So what is the glory of Radharani's love for him? It's so pure, but still so crooked. How does it work? Second, what pleasure does she get out of loving me? And third, she's very attracted by my sweetness and by my beauty. I want to know what that beauty is, what the sweetness is. An example is given, a sugar cube cannot understand how sweet it is. But an ant, a man, or whatever can taste that sweetness. So somebody else has to taste the sweetness. You cannot. Because I cannot taste my own sweetness. Radharani can. So I want to appear in the mood of Radharani to taste my sweetness and to understand what pleasures she's getting out of loving me and what is the nature of her love. So those three desires he developed. To satisfy those three desires, he came in the mood of Radharani, therefore to the color of Radharani. That is Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. He is Krishna, but in the mood of Radharani. There's another reason explained for the color. Radharani said to him before he came with Lord Chaitanya that you will feel so much ecstasy that I feel. Now you will feel it, but you will not be able to handle it. So you'll jump up and down, you'll fall down, you'll get hurt. So as a protection, as a kavach, I'm going to give you my color. That color will protect you from getting hurt. So that's another reason why Krishna came in the color of Radha. So that is the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. His main mission was to get everybody attracted to Krishna. And he said, I'm going to distribute that love of Krishna freely, but there has to be a process. And that process was what he brought from Golok Vrindavan. Let's talk about that for a second. Now we know about the Maharaj Lila in Vrindavan, but in Golok Vrindavan, that Rasa Lila happens every day. And typically Radha and Krishna will be in the center. And the Ashtasakis, the 8 Sakis, will make a circle around them. And they'll go this way. The 16 Sakis will make a circle around the Sakis, and they'll go the other way. Then 32 going this way, 64 going that way. So concentric circles, many, whatever number of gopis there are there. And they're all dancing. But do you know what they're singing when they're dancing in that last Leela? Any guesses? Think about this. Something very famous. Okay, another hint. We all know this. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's the mantra they will be singing in that last Leela. So now think about something. What is the mood of Krishna when he's dancing? Is he happy? Is he serious? Is he sad? Is he angry? What is it? Happy. What is his heart filled with? Love. If you are a multi-millionaire and somebody comes to you for $5, what would you say? That's nothing for me, take it.
Take it.
You freely give it. So now, in the material world, when Krishna is here, and we sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what does he remember? That Ras Leela, right? In that Ras Leela, what is his mood? Full of love. In that mood full of love, is it easy for him to distribute the love or difficult for him? Easy. So therefore, when we chant that mantra, Krishna easily gives us that love of Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya used that process. I'll bring that mantra from Golok. So Golok here, Prem Harinam Sankirtan. So That's why he started that process, and everybody and anybody who heard that mantra from him, as associates, they received the love of Krishna. So that's how he did that. And of course, he's God. So when he traveled to South India, he went through many, many villages. And wherever he went, people heard him singing and dancing. They all became instantly a devotee of Krishna, with full of love for Krishna. Then he would go to another village, and those villagers will meet their neighboring villagers. And just by meeting them, those neighboring villagers will become Krishna devotee. And on and on. It just went on like that. So he made actually all of South India Krishna devotees, just by passing through. Okay, so that's Lord Chaitanya. So now let's talk about his appearance. So as always happens, when the Lord appears, he sends his devotees to make the preparation. So for example, I know that when the heads of state, like president of a country, go visit another country, they send a advanced team. So security officer, they check it out and make the arrangement, make sure everything is in place. And then the king or the queen or the president or prime minister, they go. So similarly, when the Lord appears, he makes his arrangements. So when Krishna appeared, who appeared before him? Any thoughts? Balaram. Who else appeared before him? Sorry? Radharani? No. Well, it's not clear whether she appeared before or after. Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead. Now, Prabhu, Lord Krishna. Who appeared? I'm sorry?
Yogamaya, he's saying.
Okay. Why are you saying his parents appeared? I'm surprised. I think we lost the. His parents appeared. Then they showed up. Who were the other parents? Vasudeva and Devaki. Thank you, bro. Oh, sorry.
The battery died.
And many others like Kansa appeared, right? Akrura appeared. His grandfather Parjanya appeared. So many. So all the arrangements being made by Krishna for his appearance. So similarly, when Lord Chaitanya appeared, many devotees appeared. So who appeared before him in Lord Chaitanya's case? Any thoughts?
His parents.
Who were they?
Sachimata.
Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra. Who else appeared? Advaitacharya, absolutely yes. Who else appeared? Haridas Thakur appeared. Who? Nityananda, of course, yes. Who else? Yes, better. Advaitacharya, yes. Anybody else? Vishnu, yes. Okay, so my point is, a lot of these devotees appeared to get ready to receive Lord Chaitanya. Now, consistent with his mission, he chose a very appropriate time. Anybody knows what was going on at the time of his appearance? It was Purnima, but what was going on? Something special with that Purnima. There was a lunar eclipse. Right? Now, the understanding and the belief is that the lunar eclipse is a very inauspicious time. So you say, why would Lord appear on an inauspicious time? Well, there's a reason for that too. But another belief is that because the lunar eclipse time is inauspicious, you make it auspicious by chanting, yes, by chanting the name of the Lord. So everybody was going to the Ganges for purification and chanting the name of the Lord for further purification. Now, these people were, real Kali Yugi people. So for example, His Holiness Jagataga Swami was explained that the social customs were so bad at that time that people just wanted to show off. I have more money than you and a bigger house than you, kind of thing. So they'll get married, they'll marry their children, and spend a lot of money just to show the neighbor that look, the neighbor will get their children married, spend even more money. Say, you may think you have money, I have more money. And then people who did not have children, what would they do? They'll get their cats and dogs married and spend more money. Because that was the mentality at that time, right? So what devotional service would they perform? But what happened was, when these same people heard everybody else chanting the name of the Lord, they're making fun of them. Look at these people, they're saying Hari Hari. What is this Hari Hari? And the Muslims also doing the same thing, making fun of the Hindus who are doing that. They say, look at them, they're saying Hari Hari, but not realizing that they're also saying Hari Hari. So essentially, Lord Chaitanya made sure that everybody in that surrounding area, if not the whole country, was chanting Hari Hari, the name of the Lord. And so, then in the midst of all this chanting, he appeared in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata. Before he appeared, actually one day, Jagannath Mishra told his wife Sachimata that I had this sensation that some blue light, which looked like coming from Vaikuntha, has appeared in my heart. Or entered my heart, I should say. And then sometime later, it moved from my heart into her heart, Sachimata's heart. And Sachimata said, yeah, and he said that you're looking very effulgent since that day. And Sachimata said that not only that, I've been seeing the dreams of these celestial people, demigods and all, they come and offer prayers to me. They were offering to Krishna. Yeah, I said, I don't understand what's going on, there's something is going on. And then Jagannath Mishra said, not only that, anytime I go outside, people come and give me money without my asking for it. I haven't done anything for them, but they just want to give me money. So this is how the kind of arrangement Lord Chaitanya made when he appeared. When he appeared, again he appeared under a tree. What was the tree? Name tree, yes. No, the tree. Yeah. So therefore they named him Nimai. And the reason for that was that they had 8 daughters before Vishnu. But they all died soon after their birth. So somebody had told them that the neem tree has special powers, so if you want your children to live long, you give birth under it. So they made a hut under the tree, and that's where Lord Chaitanya. So if anybody's gone to Mayapur, anybody been to Mayapur? There's a place called Rajapur there, there's a hut they show where under the neem tree under which Lord Chaitanya was born. So I would advise you to take the time and therefore to go to Mayapur. It's an amazing place. You can see all the places of pastimes. Anyway, that's where he appeared. So because he was appeared under the neem tree, his name was given Nimai. But there's another side story with that, which is his grandfather, his maternal grandfather. Anybody knows the name of Sachi Mata's father?
Can I?
Yeah,
Unmute,
go ahead.
unmute please. Nilambar.
And Nilambar Chakravarti. He was Garg-Muni of Krishna Leela, which was a very amazing astrologer. So what happened was Sachi Mata was pregnant for 13 months instead of 9 or 10 or whatever. And so they were very worried. So they had gone to him saying, tell us what's happening. I said, don't worry, this is the month he'll be born and nothing to worry about. So he was born, so that he came and laid his hand, basically that's made the charts. And he said, this boy will grow up, he will nourish the whole world. So therefore his name will be Vishwambar. And then the women there said, he looks just like Krishna. So therefore we'll call him Hari. But his complexion is so, in Hindi they call it Gaura, so light skin. So therefore we'll call him Gaura Hari. That's how he got his name, Gaura Hari. And right from very beginning of his appearance, he started encouraging people to chant the name of the Lord. So how did he do that? He'll start crying. And he will not stop crying until they did something. Any thoughts what they did?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Well, not quite Hare Krishna, but because he had not started that, but names of the Lord. So Hari, Hari, Gaur, Hari, etc. Until they did that. So again, he encouraged everybody to encourage the Lord's name right from the appearance. And then, this pastor went on for many years, actually 3-4 years, because he started crying and until he started chanting, he would not stop. So once again, even as a child, he was accomplishing his mission. And because he's Krishna, he'll do some Krishna-like activities also, right? So one time he was still a baby, but crawling. A huge python came in the house. very, very big. And as soon as Lord Chaitanya saw that python, he ran towards him. And he grabbed his tail. Now other people in the house, the women are watching, they're scared, they're shouting, please come back, please come back. The python is so fierce looking, then don't dare go near him. And it's a multi-hood python, it's not a single hood python. So they're all chanting. And Lord Chaitanya goes and he comes into a coil that they climbs up, lies down on the coil. And it's just lying there sleeping. And these women are going crazy, they're shouting Krishna's name, they're shouting Garuda's name, and we're sleeping. So what was the Leela going on? Who was that snake? Huh? Kali, not Kali, no.
It was a Gandharva.
No, Sheshna.
Sheshna.
That's the permanent bed for the Lord, right? So Sheshna had come, just wanted to enjoy, or to serve his Lord in the form of Lord Chaitanya also. So he came. But when he realized that all the women are really about to faint because they're so scared, he just crawled away. And actually it is said that Lord Chaitanya tried to grab him again by his tail, but this time he did not stop. He went away. Lord Chaitanya was very serious, as we know. But Krishna is Krishna. There's a saying in Hindi, I don't know how many of you understand Hindi. It says, Chor chori se jaye to kya hera phiri se bhi chala jaye. Which means, okay, he may stop stealing, but he'll do some garba. Something he will do. So Lord Chaitanya was saying, he was serious, but still is Krishna, so he has to do something. So as you know, Navadvip is on the banks of Ganges. So as a child, he will go to the Ganges for taking bath, which is all the boys are there taking bath. But there are other people there too. Now those other people started to come to Jagannath Mishra, who's the father of Lord Chaitanya, to complain. And they would say things like, well, your son goes there, and we are there to take bath. As soon as to take a bath, as soon as we come out of the river, he starts kicking sand on us, so we're dirty again. Sometimes he will go and take our dry dhoti and throw it in the river. So now I don't have dry dhoti where. Sometimes, we've got the Vishnu Asan there, we've got the bhoga, samagri, the fruits and all that. They had flowers to do the worship. You go sit on the asan. And we'll shout at him and say, why are you shouting? You came here to worship me, didn't you? Now go offer worship to me. Some people say, well, he'll bother my child. Then young girls, 19-year-old girls start coming and said, your son is so bad. He said, what did you do? He said, well, he came to us and said, why don't you marry me? And when we kind of got angry or felt shy, he said, if you don't marry me, you'll get married to an old man, I'll curse you. Or similar things like he'll throw sand at us and all that. So Jagannath Mishra was hearing these things for many, many days and said, well, children will be children, fine. But one day some people came, kind of together and were really angry, and then now Jagannath Mishra got angry. And he said, so where is my son? They said, no, he's still at the Ganges, bathing and playing with his friends and bothering other people. So this time Jagannath Mishra got really angry. He picked up a stick. He said, today I'm going to teach a lesson to my son. In a very angry mood, he started walking from his home to the river. Now, what does Krishna say about himself in terms of being the heart of everybody? Sarvasachaham Hridisannivishto. He resides in the heart of everyone. So he knows what everybody is thinking. So he knows my father is coming in an angry mood with a stick to beat me. So he told his friends, my father is coming. When he comes here, he'll ask for me. You tell them you have not seen me. You tell him that he went straight from school home. And I'm going from a different way, I'm going home. So he left. Soon enough, Jagannath Mishra showed up. He did not see his son there, so he asked everybody, and everybody said, oh yeah, he was here, but he went long time ago. No, sorry. He never came from school today. He was not feeling well, so he went home straight. He did not come here. Jagannath Mishra thinking, how's that possible? Those people are very respected people, they will not tell a lie. So they must be telling the truth that my son was here. But these boys are saying he was not here, and I don't see him here. So what could be the truth? So in a confused state, he comes home. When he comes home, he calls for his son. Sure enough, Nimai gets up, comes here as he was sleeping. He's got ink on his clothes. In the old days, these big press did not exist. There's fountain pens, and they always leak. That is in my childhood. Everybody had a blue mark on their shirt. You had that? Yeah. Right. So that's what he had on his shirt, on his pants, short pants. He had all this, and still had, dust on his face. He came back and said, Baba, what do you want? Now Baba is looking at him saying, there's no way he was at the river. No way, because all the signs are there, they came straight from school. But those people cannot be wrong. So he never did figure out what happened. Again, Lord Chaitanya acting mischief like Lord Krishna. One other pastime, his teacher's name was Gangadas. So this is afterwards when Lord Chaitanya had started the movement already. The Muslims are very much against this. So are many Hindus. The Mayavadis, their concept is that the Lord should be worshipped in private and silently. So one of their rules is that chanting the Lord's name loudly is an offense. And you lose whatever bhakti you have if you chant the name loudly. So they were totally against that. So they would complain to the Muslim Qazi and the governor and the king that look what these guys are doing. And so of course the Muslims were opposed to this, and they were starting to threaten people that if you do this, we're going to kill you or whatever. So Gangadas Pandit's family got threatened that if you don't stop chanting, we're going to come kidnap your wife, kill your children, and kill you also. And we're coming tomorrow. If you hear any more chanting, we're coming tomorrow to do that. So Gangadas Prabhu with his wife and family ran. He came to the bank of Ganges river and he wanted to go across the river to a safer place. He got there in the evening and he knew the Muslims are coming after him, but there was no boat. They were waiting and waiting, there's no boat. Now they're really scared. Now it's about dawn time, sun is about to rise. Gangadas knows any time the Muslims can come, kill my family. So he's crying. He said, my Lord, help me. What am I going to do? My family's going to get killed. Suddenly a boat appeared. And the boatman said, hop in, take you across. So this many years later, when Lord Chaitanya was doing what's known as Mahaprakash Leela. So let me tell you about that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So in that Mahaprakash Leela, he called Gangadas. He said, Gangadas, you remember this thing happened? He said, yes, of course I remember. I'll never forget that. He said, I was the one who came from Vaikuntha in that boat to take you across. Lord Chaitanya came before he appeared. I came. Anyway, so, excuse me.
Oh, we have 10 more minutes. It's okay.
How much time?
10 more.
10 more? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Lord Ram was always Lord Ram. Like Krishna was always Lord Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya was not always Lord Chaitanya. Why do I say that? Every once in a while, but certainly this one time that I'm going to talk about, he was in the house of Shivas, one of his associates. And he said, today, I'm going to do what's known as Mahaprakash Leela. I'll show you the form you worship. So like Srinivas was worshipping Nrsimhadev, he showed him Nrsimhadev form. Murari Gupta was Hanuman Bhakti, showed him Lord Ram's form. And so on so forth. So my point is that he showed all different forms. So this is why Narottam Das Thakur again, he sings Sab Avatar Shiromani. He's the topmost of all the incarnations because he's the source of all the incarnations. But normally when he comes as an incarnation of himself, it's just him. But when it comes to Lord Chaitanya, he shows many, many forms of his in the what's called Mahaprakash Leela. So it was in that Mahaprakash Leela that he talked to Gangadas said many, many years ago. Then he called Haridas Thakur. Everybody knows Haridas Thakur? What's the other name for him? Namachai. Yes, very good. So because he's constantly chanting. So he was also threatened by the Muslim ruler that you don't stop chanting, we're going to kill you. And the method of killing in those days was, we'll whip you until you die. And so 3 strong people will come and whip, and they take you to one market. If you don't die there, they take the second market. If you don't die, they take the third market, and so on. Typically, most people, like 99.9% of people, did not last 3 markets. Haridas Thakur was beaten 22 markets. And basically he was still going strong. So the people who were whipping him said, "My dear sir, if you don't die, we're going to be killed. So to save our life, please die." And Haridas Thakur said, "Okay." So he went to Samadhi. Now these people were very happy. They took the body to the king. I said, he died. So the king said, "Okay, then we should bury him." Some Muslims said, no, if you bury him, he'll get liberation. So don't bury him. Cremate him. So some Hindus came, they said, no, if you cremate him, he'll get liberated. So don't cremate him. So then what's left? Throw him in the river. So they threw his body in the river Ganges. And then the story goes that he floated and then he ended up in a place called Shantipur where Advaita Acharya was living. And the story goes on. Anyway, so in this Mahaprakash Leela, Lord Chaitanya reminds Haridas Thakur that remember when you got beaten like that? The reason you did not die, the reason you did not feel any pain was I was lying on top of your back and all the whip marks were on me. I showed his back, black and blue. Haridas Thakur fainted. My Lord, you took so much pain for me. But that was again the mood and interactions of Lord Chaitanya with his devotees. As he was growing up, he became a teacher at the age of 11. He was teaching grammar and logic. And he had thousands of students. He would teach them. Many were older than him, but he would teach them. And he became so famous that there was another very famous person known as Digvijay Pandit, or Kashmiri Pandit sometimes. He was going around from city to city in the whole country, challenging people to debate with him. And if they lost the debate, sign a certificate saying they lost. So then he decided he would come to Navadvip. When people found out he's coming to Navadvip, all the so-called learned people ran away. And their mindset was that only Nimai Pandit will be left. If he comes up by any chance wins the argument, which, oh, so big deal, you defeated a child. And if Nimai Pandit wins, we'll say, you can't even defeat a child in our town, what will you do with arguing with us? That was this mindset. So they ran away. Divijay Pandit came, he found the but he's gone. He was wandering around and he saw Nimai Pandit teaching a class by the river Ganges. And he remembered he had heard the name Nimai Pandit, so he went there. Lord Chaitanya welcomed him very nicely, offered him a seat. And he could see that the mood is very puffed up mood. This person is. So he very humbly said, I've heard that you are an Ashu Kavi. Anybody knows what Ashu Kavi is? You can make a poem on the spot. So he said, please say something in the praise of Ganga Mata, the Ganges. So instantly he made 100 verses and rhymed it off. And people were stunned, how can he do that? Like non-stop 100 verses, brand new verses. So that's what I heard very patiently. And then at the end of it, Kashmir would look at him, you're a little child, what will you understand? So consistent with that, Lord Chaitanya said, this is very good, very advanced for us. We don't understand, so please explain what it meant. So again, trying to put Lord Chaitanya down, the Pandit said, so which verse would you like me to explain? And Lord Chaitanya, well, who can doubt his memory? He rhymed off verse number 64. And he said, I just want to say that there were a couple of problems with that verse. And he pointed out the mistakes. He said, one mistake you made was you used the term Bhavani Bharta. Now, who do you think Bhavani Bharta is? Lord Shiva, yes, exactly. Who's Bhavani? Parvati, right? So Bhavani is Parvati ji. So everybody knows Bhavani means the wife of Lord Shiva. So what is the meaning of Bhavani Bharta? The husband of the wife of Shiva? That doesn't mean, that's redundant. So that's one fault. And he scratched his head. How to was he couldn't answer it. So all the students started laughing. I said, no, that's not right. He's tired, he just come today. So he said, sir, why don't you take rest today? Come back tomorrow to explain it. So he left in shame. Went home at night, he offered his prayers to Mother Saraswati, who was his teacher. and went to sleep. So she came in the dream. And in the dream she said, you don't understand who you were dealing with. That person is my husband. How can I speak in front of him? So obviously you made mistakes. So why don't you go tomorrow and apologize? So the next day he came and apologized, and that's how he dealt with a very perfect person. Anyway, I think I have only 1 or 2 more minutes. Maybe I should stop and see if there are any questions or comments, because this lila can go on for months. You know, there's 11,400 verses in Chaitanya, there's about that many in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and at least 5,000 in Chaitanya Mangal, and there's Chandradhar, so many. We could go on for. So I'm going to stop. If I still have 2-3 minutes, any comments, questions, corrections?
I have one question.
Yes, bro, go ahead.
I remember reading it, the Lord appears the form of devotees, like what form they think of, right? So why did the Narasimha appear before Prahlad Maharaj?
I think there's lots of things they're saying. What are you talking about? So why did Lord Chaitanya not appear before Prahlad?
No, like did Prahlad Maharaj thought about Narasimha form? Like
Prahlad Maharaj what?
he thought of Narasimha form?
He thought, no, he did not think of this before.
Then, like I'm just trying to recollect, like.
Okay, all right. I think I understand what you're asking. So, Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee, his father was not. Prahlad Maharaj recognized the authority of the Lord, his father did not. His father said, I am the highest authority, everybody should worship me. When Prahlad was trying to teach him that that's not correct, that there is a Supreme Lord, you should worship him, he told him to go to Vrindavan and worship him. That made him very angry, and he said, you have to be killed. And he used different methods. Thrown in a well full of poisonous snakes and scorpions, thrown from top of a mountain with a stone tied to his back into the ocean, stoned by elephants, so many, put in fire, poisoned, so many ways. But he was being protected all the time. Finally, Hiranyakashipu was so angry, he said, no, I have to kill you myself because I'm not dying any other way. And he took his sword out. So now imagine, Hiranyakashipu was very big, like I don't know how many feet tall. Prahlad was a little 5-year-old boy. So with his sword drawn out, and saying, where is your Lord to save you? Keep saying that your Lord will save you. Prahlad said, my Lord is everywhere. Hiranyakashipu said, if he's everywhere, how come I don't see him? Prahlad said, well, you don't see him, but I see him everywhere. And he was standing near a pillar. He said, do you see him in his pillar? And Prahlad saw him in the pillar. He said, yes, it's right there. In his anger, Hiranyakashipu banged the pillar with his fist. The pillar broke, loud sound came out, and appeared Lord Chaitanya. The reason he appeared in the form of half man, half lion, was that Hiranyakashipu had gotten a boon from Lord Brahma that no animal and no human can kill him. So therefore took the combined form that I'm not a human, I'm not an animal. There were many other things. That's the reason why he appeared in that form. But the main reason for his appearance was not to protect the Lord, because who was protecting Prahlad Maharaj from those snakes, from those elephants, from that poison, from that fire? Who was protecting him? There wasn't there. Any thoughts who was protecting him? No. That's all coming as Hiranyakashipu. Before that, there was no Vishnu there to protect him. There was no Narayan to protect him. What was protecting Prahlad before Lord Chaitanya appeared?
Krishna.
The name of the Lord, the holy name. The holy name is biggest protector. Lord doesn't have to appear. And that's why I was saying in the beginning of my class, Lord doesn't have to appear to protect his devotees of the demons. He can kill the demons by just turning the heart valve off. Right? He doesn't have to come. He can protect devotees, he doesn't have to come because his holy name can. But he comes to interact with the devotees, to enjoy his pastimes with the devotees, and then leave a lesson for us. So when we discuss about Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Chaitanya, we discuss about gopis and Krishna, we become purified, we become devotees. That's why it is pastimes. Right? So So hence, they also did that pastime, but it never come. But that's for our benefit.
But I also would like to know like which form you were thinking when praying, like Prahlad.
Prabhupada was not taking any form, that's what I'm saying. He was telling me God will save me, that's all. I know about God.
He wasn't thinking.
No, I definitely did not think about man and animal combined form. He didn't know anything about that. That's Lord's decision to satisfy the boon, so Brahma is not insulted. Okay, so the whole thing about not in the daytime, not at night time, not in water, not on land, not in the air, so many conditions. He satisfied all of them by performing the pastime in that way. Okay, but Prahlad had no inclination.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, sure. I think that means no time, right? Okay.
Do we have any more questions?
I don't know. I'm not getting.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.